Welcome to this explainer where we're going to break down exactly how you can become an AI native engineer. We're talking about the tools, the mindset, everything you need to go from shipping features in weeks to just days. Let's just jump right in with the core promise of applied AI. Seriously, we're talking about a world where features that used to take, 5 weeks to ship, now they can be launched in 5 days. This isn't just a small bump, you guys. It's a fundamental, game-changing shift in what it means to be productive as an engineer. And look, this huge leap in productivity, it's not just about typing faster or having better autocomplete. No, it's powered by a completely new kind of software system. One that is totally changing the way we build, the way we innovate, really the way we solve problems. So what exactly is this new system? Well, to really get it, we need to draw a super important line in the sand. You've probably heard all about large language models, right? LLMs. But the real productivity jump, that's coming from something different, something called AI agents. Let's break down what really sets them apart. Okay, so an AI agent is way, way more than just a chatbot. Think of it as a software system that can take autonomous actions. It's not just following a script. An AI agent actually thinks, it plans, and it acts on its own to hit those high-level goals you give it. Now, this table, this is where it gets really interesting, because it lays out the differences so clearly. An LLM's knowledge, it's static, right? It's frozen in time from its last training run. But an agent, it can go out and get real-time info from the web. And even bigger, an LLM just gives you text back. An agent takes a goal and produces real-world actions. It can hook into your databases using stuff like retrieval augmented generation, that's RAG, and it can call APIs. This ability to access outside data is what really helps it stop hallucinating, just making stuff up. So to really get your head around how these things work, I find it helps to think of an AI agent kind of like a human body. It's a whole system built on 4 fundamental pillars, and they all have to work together perfectly. First up, you've got planning. This is the brain of the operation. The large language model acts as the agent's brain, using all that intelligence to take your big, high-level goal and just slice it up into smaller, doable tasks. And how does it do this? Well, it uses this really cool technique called chain of thought. It's basically a way of prompting that teaches the model to think step by step, just like you or I would. It helps it map out a logical path from a super complex problem all the way to a finished solution. Okay. So once the brain has a plan, we need to give the agent some arms. These are the tools that let it actually interact with the world. We're talking about browsing the web, calling external APIs like Slack or Gmail, or even connecting to a private database using RAG to pull in specific, up-to-the-minute information. All right, pillar number 3 is memory. And honestly, this one is so critical. This is what lets the agent remember past conversations and what you've talked about before. Without it, every single time you talk to it, it'd be like starting from scratch. It could never build on its work or learn what you like. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. Action execution. This is where the rubber meets the road. The plan becomes reality. The agent actually does the thing it planned to do, turning all that internal thinking into a real-world outcome. Sending that email, committing that code, or updating that calendar invite. Okay, but a quick word of caution here. This kind of autonomy, it's powerful, but it comes with risks. Full automation with zero supervision, that is not a good idea. Human oversight is absolutely essential, and this is critical, you have to keep these agents locked down in your dev or staging environments. Keep them far, far away from your live production systems. All right, so now that we've got the theory down, let's talk about the practical side of things. What tools can you actually use today? These are the AI coding copilots that bring all this agent power right into your workflow and can seriously boost your productivity. So 2 of the big players right now are Cursor and Claude Code, and they kind of represent 2 different philosophies. Think of Cursor as your assistant. It lives right inside your IDE, and it's amazing for helping you refine specific features while you guide it. Claude Code, though, that's more like an autonomous builder. It works from the command line, and it can literally generate entire projects from scratch. So here's the real pro tip. You don't have to choose just one. In fact, the best strategy is to use them together. You could brainstorm with a web interface like Claude AI, then use Claude Code to spin up the initial project repo, then jump into Cursor for the detailed hands-on feature coding, and then circle back to Claude Code to run autonomous tests on what you just built. It's a whole workflow. Okay, you've got the concepts, you've got the tools, so what's next? Let's lay out the actual roadmap. This is your path to becoming a true AI native engineer, and we've broken it down into 7 clear sprints. And this journey, it's a really logical progression. You start with the basics, right? Mastering LLMs and prompt engineering. From there, you'll move into workflow automation, then learn how to implement RAG, start working with multimodal AI, and you keep building all the way up to creating complex multi-agent systems and launching your very own production-ready AI products. It's a clear path. And this is a look at the essential tool stack you'll be using along the way. You've got your LLM frameworks like Langchain, which help you structure your agent's logic. You've got vector databases like Pinecone for super fast data retrieval. And then you have these powerful orchestration frameworks like CrewAI, which, get this, let you build teams of specialized agents that actually work together to tackle really complex jobs. But, it's so important to remember this. Being a tech wizard is only part of the story. To make a real impact, you have to combine that deep technical know-how with workflow expertise and just plain good business sense. The AI projects that really win aren't just about using cool tech. They're about solving the right problems, the ones that actually matter to the business. At the end of the day, this is probably the best way to think about all of this. These incredible AI agents, they're not here to replace you. They're here to amplify you. They're your Iron Man suit, an unbelievably powerful tool that is still guided and controlled by your skill, your judgment, and your creativity. So the tools for this massive leap in productivity, they're not some far-off future thing. They are here, right now. The suit is ready. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?